CBD office at Southern Waters Legal, and I practice in estate planning and commercial law. My stepmom was a lawyer, and she's been in my life since I was about 5 or 6. And growing up, she always said, you should be a lawyer because you'll do the same thing, but every matter will be different. So it'll keep you entertained throughout your days. She said that predominantly because I was a menace of a child and had to keep me entertained. She used to do that by handing me pieces of paper, telling me to highlight certain things with different colours. And a couple of years after that, I realised that she was using me to do her admin work on the weekends in the law firm. Working full-time in a secretary role and studying full-time for about 4 and a bit years when I was down in Canberra with my family. And then once I was admitted, I did a short stint in a law grad role before I moved to Sydney. And so I'm about 2 years PQE, or almost anyway. So all up, I've got about 8 years in the legal industry. Give them an example of they're sailing a boat and they're just pulling out of Darling Harbour. Mediation might be yet to occur. We don't really know what's happening. We're in the safety of the bay, and if it's a litigation matter and it's ongoing, we're not going to know what the waters are like until we kind of cross that threshold and get out to the ocean. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep the waters calm. But once we get out of the bay and into the ocean, the tides can change, things can take a turn, and it really is preparing for the unexpected. And it will be really difficult, and it will take a lot of strength, whether or not that's emotional strength or physical strength, to just turn up day to day when required, or be able to talk about the things that are really difficult. Probably knowing that you're helping clients achieve their goals. I think when we're doing a lot of commercial work, people are buying and selling businesses, and whether or not it's their first business purchase, or it could even be a purchase of a home, which is separate in a sense, you know, it's a bucket list item they're really checking off. And so going through the process from start to finish and knowing all of the hard work they put in behind the scenes, it really does pay off, because they usually are quite thankful. So it's always a reminder to tell them to buy themselves something nice. So when they look back on it, they can be like, hey, I bought that when I built my business. And it's just like a little piece of like memento that they can keep. The best quote I've read so far is power ceases in the instant of repose, but resides in the moment of transition. I think that one's always resonated with me quite well, because as things change throughout your life, or your day-to-day life, or like friendships or relationships, or even jobs or anything, like you could get a new pet, or you could move apartment, or you could have a new work colleague, anything really. That transition, whether or not it's big or small, or if it's buying or selling a business, or buying a home, or going through any kind of family disputes, I think you really do find that the strength that an individual does have and carry resides in that moment, because any kind of legal dispute is really challenging, and I think clients don't realise that it's not just them going through it. It's a lot of other people, and it's things that people don't often quite share. So telling them that they're quite resilient in what they're doing usually holds on quite tight throughout the end of the proceedings. But so I always bring my clients back to that saying when they're finding things quite hard, and they take comfort in that most of the time.